Surah Al-Humazah, and from next class inshallah we'll start with Surah Al-Hujurat, as one of our brothers suggested. It's a very nice choice to speak about Surah Al-Hujurat. It is longer surah, so it will take many classes to finish, but it is a surah that contains a lot of subjects that is very interesting and related to our daily life. So today inshallah we will be talking about Surah Al-Humazah. Surah Al-Humazah is Makkiyah. That means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed it in the time before the Hijrah. As we mentioned that most of the surah that was revealed before the Hijrah, most of the time talking about the kuffar and talking about the facts of the Qiyamah and the Jannah and the heaven and the hellfire, and the warnings for the disbelievers who disbelieve in the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his message. So this is one of these surahs, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving the warning to one of the kuffar who was mocking the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He is not only disbelieving in the Prophet alayhi wasallam. The scholars was talking about, they gave like about 10 or 8 names of the kuffar that this surah is talking about. One of the kuffar, like Abu Jahl and Abu Umayyah bin Khalaf and many others that they mentioned, the scholar, that it could be talking about them, or it could be talking about the kuffar in general. All the kuffar whom this description applied on. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَيْلٌ لِكُلِّ هُمَزَةٍ لُمَزَةٍ. Waylun is, the translation here is woe to every scorner and mocker. So Waylun is, they call it ism fi'l. Ism fi'l is, it's a warning word. Wayl is like when we say beware of this, and a wayl is a word of warning from the hellfire, or warning of the adab, the punishment. And some of the scholars mention that it could be Wail is a valley in the hellfire. It's a name for a place in the hellfire. It's called Wail. So this is one of the opinions. But anyway, it is a warning about something about the hellfire. لِكُلِّ, for every or to every, هُمَزَةٍ لُمَزَةٍ. هُمَزَةٍ لُمَزَةٍ, it could give many meanings. One of the meanings that Humazah is the one who give lies. That it's talking about ghiba and namima. So the ghiba, when you mention somebody when he was not there, and the namima is when you are making problems between the people. Like the best example to make it simpler, the namima is promoting problems between the people. And how I do that, I come to you and I tell you that so and so mentioned you, and he said that you are not that smart. So you will be upset and you say, I am not smart. He's the one who's not smart. He said this. And I go to that person, I tell him that person talking about you, that you are not smart and this and this and this and this. So, and then keep going on and forth and back to promoting the problems between the people. It's the opposite of Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahy al Munkar. So this is the ghiba, when I just mention somebody with something that he does not like. This is the backbiting. So the ghiba. So some of the scholars said the Humazah is the ghiba and Lumazah is the namima. And the other said no, it's the opposite. Humazah is namima and lumaza is the ghiba. So humaza is a verb. It's a verb. So the one who make hams a lot. I'm sorry, it's a name of a verb. So somebody who does the hams a lot. And lumaza is the one who does lams a lot. Humazatil lumaza. And there is one opinion that is like here they said Schoner and Mocker. The humaza is that the one who harm the other person or make a ghiba by blinking his eyes. Is the signs that you do with your eyes, making ghiba through your eyes. Or lumaza, when you are mocking somebody in your talk, mocking somebody as but in a way that is not direct, indirect ghiba, or indirect mocking to somebody else. It's like today they said it's some kind of bullying or something like that. I think that is the word that they explain it in English. So the ghiba is that I come to you and I like I am talking bad about like Brother Mahmoud. And I come to Uncle Mia and I say, do you remember the person that I told you, and make some signs from, blinking my eye or something like that. You understand me, but he does not know. Brother Mahmoud, he's very good, and I am mocking him actually. But he does not know. He thinks that I am saying good about him. Or do you remember the person that I told you about? You remember that when I told you that he was very good, and actually I told him before that he's not good. But so these are the words that is being indirect, mocking somebody or talking bad. So these are the things that the kuffar was doing against the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Today we can say like those are the bullies of the kuffar. Those are the ones who was mocking the Prophet ﷺ. Whenever they passed by him, they mention him, or they talk about him, or they make gestures with their eyes and with their hands, or they talk badly about him directly and indirectly. They do talking badly about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the scholar said it could be any one of the kuffar who was hurting, or it could be one of these 6 or 7 names that they mentioned that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talking about. Because those are not only mocking the Prophet ﷺ or doing ghiba and namim against him, but in the same time they were very rich, and they were proud about how rich they are. That's why the second ayah, الَّذِي جَمَعَ مَالًا وَعَدَّدَهُ, who collects wealth and constantly counts it. That is one of the opinions, that الَّذِي, that one, or who, جَمَعَ, collects, مَالًا, wealth, وَعَدَّدَهُ, it could be counted, or وَعَدَّدَهُ, that he prepared it. Because عد in Arabic, وعدده, so it came from عد. عد, it could be count. عد النقود, count the money. Count the money. When I say عد النقود. Or عد السلاح, prepare the weapon. So the عد is the same verb. It could give 2 meanings. It could be count something, or adde means adde, and then adde when you prepare something. So addadahu, it could be coming from adden nuqud. That means he keep counting his wealth, how much he had, and keep talking about it. Or he prepared this money for something. He wanted to harm the Prophet ﷺ and went or harm the Muslims, so he prepared his money to do so and so. I will buy this, I will buy weapons, I buy by those people, or by something like that. He spent his money against the Prophet ﷺ. So that is الذي جمع مالا وعدده, is another character of that person that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give the warning for. يحسب أن ماله أخلده. He thinks that his wealth will make him immortal. And that is what that person was thinking, that when he had that much of money or wealth, that could give him longer life. That will give you not only longer life, that he will be immortal. He will live forever because he had a lot of wealth. And they mention one of those kuffar that he was keep saying that he had 4,000 dinars, that his wealth is more than 4,000 dinars, or 10,000 dinars. And we are talking about gold. The dinar is 5 grams of gold. So when we are talking about 4,000 or 10,000, you multiply it with 5, so it will be 50,000 grams of gold. And in that time, that is really a big amount of money. Then that is his character. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala start to tell him about the warning. كَلَّا لَيُنْبَذَنَّ فِي الْحُطَمَةِ. No, he will surely be throwing into the crusher. The crusher is the حطمة. كَلَّا, no, لَيُنْبَذَنَّ. لَيُنْبَذَنَّ, we mentioned that is, it has emphasized in this verb. يُنْبَذ is the original verb that he will be throwing. And then لَيُنْبَذَنَّ, this lam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the lam is the emphasizing, is tawkeed, lam al-qasam. لَيُنْبَذَنَّ. And then يُنْبَذ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, أن, the two noons in the end, is another way to emphasize, another way of tawkeed. So it definitely and verily Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this person will be throwing in the hutama. The hutama is one of the names of the hellfire. The hutama means the crusher. It will crush whatever goes inside. Or the eater. There is two translation for the crusher, for the hutama. Is the eater that eats whatever it goes into. When we say that this fire eat all the wood. And the crusher which crush whatever it goes inside it. So that is one of the names of the hellfire. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us all from it. Then here is another verse is explaining what is hutama. If somebody asks what is hutama, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answer with another verse. Narullahi al-muqadah. It is the fire of Allah, eternally fueled. So it's naru, the fire, Allahi, the fire of Allah, al-muqadah, that means it's all it is lit for eternity. It will be always there. It's never end of have a lack of a fuel, and it will never dies down. That is the explaining of what is al-hutama. التي تطلع على الأفئدة. Another verse explaining what is the hellfire. التي تطلع على الأفئدة, which mounts directed at the hearts. Which mounts directed at the heart. There is التي, which تطلع, mounts, على الأفئدة, directed at the hearts. What does it mean that the hellfire is directed at the heart? One of the explanations that the hellfire will eat the body of the person that will be thrown in that hellfire. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned كلما نضجت جلودهم بدلناهم جلودا غيرها. As much as their skins will be cooked and finished by the fire, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala placed their skins with the new skins. So that means that the scholar said that the fire will reach to their hearts, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala replace their body again. It will be replenished, and then they will suffer the adhab again and again. إنها عليهم مؤصدة. Another explanation, what is the hellfire? Indeed, hellfire will be closed down upon them. إنها عليهم, hellfire will be closed down upon them. إنها عليهم مؤصدة. مؤصدة means closed. It's when, but it's not only closed, it's locked. It will be locked over them. So there is no escape, there is no opening for it. It will stay for eternity, burning them and torturing them. في عمد ممددة. In extended columns. That how it is. The hellfire, it will be extended column. It will be a huge, long column that they will be inside it. And there is another opinion that عمد ممددة, that they, part of the punishment in the hellfire, they will be punished with columns, with sticks. Actually, it's the Arabic translation is not columns. Amadin means some the multiple of imad, and the imad, one of the meaning of imad, which is the sticks, long sticks that will be the angels will be hitting them with in the hellfire. So this is the very simple explanation to this surah. So the surah, if you find that 1, 2, 3 ayat, it is 8 ayat. So the first 3 is talking about a character of a person who was harming the Prophet ﷺ, one of the disbelievers, and the rest of it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mention and explain the punishment for that person, which is explanation of the hellfire. So what is it, and how it looks like, and how scary it is. Any questions?
Was this in response to a specific incident that happened to the Prophet, or generic?
I don't think so, because the scholars didn't mention any certain incident for that. But we know that the kuffar was harming the Prophet ﷺ for a very long time, so it could be any one of these. And Allah subhanahu make it general. He did not mention exact. We have some other surahs or some other ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talking about certain person, like Abu Jahl, Tabbat yada Abi Lahab. So he was talking about Abu Lahab and his wife directly. So he mentioned his name, or he did not mention his name, but everybody knows about this story talking about that person, the person who was talking about the Quran, and he thought about it, and he told the kuffar that let's say that he's a magician. So, but here we don't have a narration precisely what is going on, why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned this, who is that person, we don't know exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
Hotama means heart.
Hotama is the crusher or the eater.
Okay.
It comes in 2 meanings in Arabic. It could be the eater, that the fire that eats whatever is inside, and the crusher is the thing that crush everything goes inside.
This verse, التي تطلع على الأفئدة, what is the meaning of this? I don't understand.
One of the opinions, there is more than one opinion. Afida means hearts. Al-afida is the multiple of hearts. Fu'ad is one heart. Afida is many hearts. Multiple. So tattali'u means see or reach the hearts. How the hellfire reach the hearts? It could be because there is things that we are scared from, but when it goes to our heart, that will be a different fear, a different scare. or it actually reached the heart by the heat of it, where the one who was thrown over there, the actual heat and the punishment of the heat of the effect of the fire will actually reach their hearts. Because in this life, if a fire goes and reach a heart of a person, he will be dead, no doubt. But over there is no death. The person will be burned and he will not die. He will be punished and then his skin will come back and he will be punished again. There is no death. So it could be one of these. So most of the scholars said it reached the heart. The actual heat of the fire will reach their hearts. That means تطلعوا على الأفئدة. Qalb is another name of heart. Fu'ad is one of the names of heart, and qalb is another name of the heart. Yeah, the heart have many names. Al-Bab is the same. It's hearts. Lub is the heart. When Allah SWT mentioned Ulul Albab, it means the people with hearts, that with mind. Because in Arabic, there is not much distinguish between heart and mind. And most of the time, you'll find it the same. It comes like the mind and the heart is the same. Comes the same word, use the same name.
That was now discovered that when the skin is burnt, then after the burning, the flesh, the meat or the bone, they don't feel any pain. So it is.
It's not we don't feel, but most of the feeling, like 90%, more than 90% is on the skin.
Yeah.
So that's why when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that if the skin goes away, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives them a new skin. So they will feel the punishment again and again and again. Yeah, the person, most of the feeling goes on the skin. After the skin, there will be much less of the feeling of the pain. There is not much nerves of pain. Yeah. الله يبارك فيك. صلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى اله وصحبه اجمعين.